Hey, what's going on, man? This is Rex,
Oh, sorry. This is Winston.
and we got Mike, 209ers Perez over here. Hey, Mike, man, how you doing, brother?
How's it going? I'm all right, man. How's it going, everybody here? Pretty good.
Oh, good. I'm excited. This is our first, our pilot, I guess, podcast, if you will. Do
Yes,
you even
sir.
have a name in mind?
I honestly have no names because I'm still thinking of a name for the other one, so that's why it's. But I do want to focus around not just martial arts in Stockton, but your personal voyage. You know what I mean? So, I mean, is it cool just give a little background, just even of yourself, Mike?
Yeah, sure. Well, I've always been interested in martial arts like most kids growing up in the 80s. You see all these martial arts movies, ninja movies, and Bruce Lee movies growing up. I had an uncle who was in martial arts. He kind of influenced me, and then just kind of picking up seminar classes, free classes, the little trial classes that they give you in the neighborhood. I had the fortune to go to a few different style of classes for free because we couldn't afford it growing up. So
It was expensive back in the day.
yeah, no, definitely, because everybody wanted to be a ninja. So.
For real. And around our
Yeah.
time, too. I mean, Saturday mornings, all karate shows, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because me and Mike, we actually grew up with each other. I mean, we went to the same elementary school. You know what I'm saying?
What
So,
grade?
I mean, we were in different grades, but we
Yeah.
were basically on that same street over there by Knickerbocker. Actually, Bordeaux, I think,
Yeah.
would connect both of our streets. And we'd have to pass each other basically on the way home or to school.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. Good old Lodi Unified School District.
Lodi Unified.
Yeah. We're, because everything on this side of Hammer is Lodi Unified.
Yeah.
But it's,
North Stockton.
Did one of you guys get each other into martial arts, or it's like it was like a coincidence?
It's definitely a coincidence, but one of my choices for going to Kama was actually because I knew Mike.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like when I seen, I was like, "Oh, Mike goes over here." You know what I mean? So that was
Yeah.
actually one thing I noted. That and it's a long story, but Louis' best friend's brother works with me, and so
Really? Just currently?
No,
So?
it's been.
Oh.
I've known him for over 20 years, and they go
Yeah.
back from San Jose.
Oh,
They
okay.
lived in San Jose with each other.
Comes full circle. Yeah. Yeah, I think going back to like how you got into it, like with the 80s, like yeah, like martial arts and stuff. It was very like there was like a certain mystery about it that everybody wanted to get into, right? Like, oh, what's this Eastern art they got going on? So I grew up on like Power Rangers and stuff, and like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. So I definitely resonate with what you guys are saying. But how did you? Was it jiu-jitsu your first art? I guess.
No, the first art I'd probably say I studied was Taekwondo.
What?
Yeah, I did Taekwondo.
No, you did.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Mike just posted a picture of him kicking,
Yeah.
and I even commented, dude, his leg was up.
Yeah, no, I did Taekwondo,
I know.
and did it for a couple years, and then, like I said, did some trial month classes, doing those YMCA Kempo, doing Kaju Kempo actually. And,
This is all in Stockton.
all in Stockton.
Dude, in Stockton back in the day, there was 1,000 kinds of schools. There was,
Was
like
there?
Rambukai stuff. I don't even
Yeah.
These
know
random arts.
what they
Yeah.
are or where if they even exist anymore. But like Rambukai used to always come up. There was
Yeah.
Gaji Kempo. There was
Yeah, various dojos. And another one that I did for a little while was the Kuksul Wan, where the PT 2000 is at
Yeah.
now. It was a Kuksul Wan school ran by a guy named Chun-Di Lee from Korea. He's a grandmaster, I remember.
that school's still around. It's right by Kama.
It's right up
That's a hell of a-
yeah, by the Dairy Queen.
Yeah,
right?
that's right next to it. Yeah.
Oh, that one, that martial art one. Yeah. I see people training.
That's also kind of a mixture too. They do a little bit of jujitsu. They do pressure points. They do like a lot of stuff. It's kind of like, from what I hear, like in Korea, everyone learns Taekwondo. Everyone,
Yeah.
as a little kid.
Yeah.
But once you pass Taekwondo because Taekwondo is all many legs, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Kuksul is then the next part. From what I hear, that's where you learn the hands and everything else.
I remember there was a lot of breathing, like a lot of emphasis on breathing. I recall.
How many arts did you do like in total? I know jiu-jitsu is one of them.
3.
3.
Yeah, nothing that I was ever a master of. Just
Yeah.
took enough to just keep practicing You know, I'm not a great martial artist, but I'm a martial artist.
Don't be
you know.
too modest. No, I asked. Oh,
No, I was just gonna ask, what style was your uncle taking?
My uncle, he did Wing Chun.
That's what's
He
up.
did Wing Chun, and I believe San Leandro or something. But yeah,
That's crazy because I think they still have a Wing Chun school here in Stockton on Miracle Mile.
I remember there was Charlie's Wing Chun
Yeah.
growing up, something like that. Yeah.
I think that's actually the one that's still in Miracle Mile. I might be wrong, but I know they still got that wooden thing out there.
yeah, yeah. The wooden, like from Ip Man and stuff.
Yes, sir.
I just wonder how hard it's to differentiate like all the different schools in the '80s, and it seems like the true ones that were actually practical survived the '80s and '90s, like Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, wrestling, all that stuff.
I just think that most of it probably just comes in waves. Because if you look at it, like I mean, everybody in the '80s was kung fu or ninja, based
sure.
kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Karate Kid, the Karate Kid movies. Everybody wanted to be Daniel's son.
I think a lot of martial arts got watered down too in the 80s, like late 80s, 90s. Only because if you want your kid to be a black belt, you want your kid to move on, but they weren't just giving out belts back then. You know what I mean? You had to you had to be in it, and you had to
Really?
Yeah, they weren't just giving, like now it's almost like they just have to. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of pay.
Yeah.
I think even for jiu-jitsu, I think sometimes they have like after 15 weeks, it's a stripe or something. You know what I'm saying? Back then it wasn't like that. They didn't have stripes, from what I hear. And same.
There was no stripes back then.
Oh, I don't know. From
That's
what I
crazy.
heard, I don't hear about.
It's like no, you get zero progress.
Well, I mean, was
Show
there
up.
stripes when you first started?
I'd gotten stripes when I started, but
Okay, I could be totally wrong.
I,
About
st- I
that.
still feel I'm worthy of them stripes at times, but yeah, no, it's a. I feel that you do got to put in time on the mats and sweat and bleed if you have to and learn.
Yeah, I think what I was coming from is like more schools were just giving out black belts. You know what I'm saying? Like schools weren't even just.
These get
they were
commercialized.
And just I mean, you can have some guy who says he's a black belt, but when you watch him, it's like
That guy's a black belt. Yeah.
So how'd you get into jiu-jitsu?
Got into jiu-jitsu.
And when?
Got into jiu-jitsu 12 years ago. My child's best friend's father, he's a coach at Kama Sensei, Tom Boone. He invited me to a class, and I just got the bug.
Oh, so you knew Tom before Kama?
A little bit, just because our children were playmates and stuff. So yeah.
So Tom got you to go to Kama?
Yeah.
Really? I thought you were training before him.
Yeah, no.
Wow, look at that.
Tell us a little bit about Kama when you first started, because it wasn't called Kama, right?
It's always been Conception Academy of Martial Arts. It basically nothing's really changed except we're on our own, in a sense of we're Conception Academy of Martial Arts, Team Kama, Jiu-Jitsu, and all our instructors basically have been trained under our instructor, Louis Conception, who is under Charles Gracie, prior with the Gracie Network when we were at that academy on Pershing, even up to our relocation on Thornton Road for a period of time, and then that's when we branched out, I believe.
Do you recall your first day?
Yeah, my first day.
What were your thoughts specifically?
My first day, I just remember thinking that, okay, this is not going to be too hard. I think I can pass a class, right? Nah, I was pretty wrong. I just remember the old classic story. Well, hold up, I'm gonna go get some water, and I'm walking down the hallway, and the next thing I wake up, and I have everybody surrounding me like, "Hey, you're right," and yeah, and it was funny. Your sister-in-law, matter of fact, was like, "Give him air."
Who put you out? You brought me asking.
It was me putting myself out. I just walked, and the old sweat and blood pressure just rose and gave way.
Oh, so it wasn't on the mat. You literally were getting up to get water.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Your body was
I went walking, and I went tumbling. It was classic, man. But that location I remember was a nice location. All our locations, even up to our new one I feel is our nicest place. Nice bigger open mats.
Yeah, when I went out there, it was already on Thornton, but I've heard different stories from different people, which is why I wasn't sure if it was called Comet at the time, because I know people said they used to be hooked up on Miracle Mile, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. That was before my time on that. Yeah, for sure. I do know that on Pershing, we had a lot of good people come on through and train.
Do you remember some of those people?
Yeah. I remember a few of them.
Are some of them still there? Some of them not?
Basically, the people that I've trained with since I've started that are still there. I can count a good handful. Definitely.
Because I see people like I see old footage. Some people will post every now and then, and you'll see like Phil from Gas over there, training, and even like Kalani. You know what I'm saying? So I know at the time there was a time where probably Louis was probably one of the only schools in Stockton for a while. Once I think some of them kind of closed down a little bit.
Nice. I remember back in the day when I had started. That's when Buffalo Black Brotherhood, they had their stuff at St. Mary's at the gym there, and man, there's some tough guys, man. Yeah, those guys are good. Definitely get some good training. It was quite an experience. I remember.
They were training at St. Mary's because I think was he like Kalani part of like the wrestling?
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
He was coaching for the wrestling.
I don't know, but I remember. I don't know why I remember this, but I went out one time, I think to St. Mary's, and I seen Kalani out there, and he was the only person I knew. And I've seen Kalani at random places. There used to be a place called the Ice House off of West Lane, and I think they called it the Ice House because it was a old. They used to make ice or something like that. I don't know how I got that name, but like a lot of old school killers were in there.
Huh.
I mean, a lot of people that. Back then, like MMA gyms were kind of like taboo, you know what I mean? So you'd kind of find one, and they'd be like literally the one in West Lane was like it was hidden. It was like behind something. It was an old factory or whatever, and you just had to find the place. And you had to know somebody to know somebody.
That's how it was in the 90s, I feel. Like, especially with MMA coming up and being fairly new. You had to, like, weed out what was legit, what wasn't legit. I mean, obviously, I don't know personally, but just from what I've seen.
So how do you feel when because you're obviously been going 12 years strong now, yeah? So, I mean, how do you feel when you go in there? I mean, do you get into a character? Because I know what Winston was talking about. You sit there and you, like, meditate, you know what I'm saying? I've seen you do it, you know what I mean?
It's badass.
Yeah.
I just, it's a combination, I guess, of meditation and let me get my shit together, you know? But yeah, no, I enjoy it. I show up after a hard day's work, stressful day of work or a good day of work, but just showing up just because I know it everything we do as a team, you know, matters. You know, if we're all there, all the pieces are together in the puzzle, and you know, puzzle looks good when it's put together.
After your first day, you said that you passed out, right? What made you want to keep going?
Because I'm stubborn, and I said that there's no way that this little bit of running around and some cardio and some locks of headlocks and certain stuff that I was doing did that to me. And I wanted to be good in this. I wanted to be better than I thought I was. And it really just it changed that whole perception of thinking that, hey, I can still do something. Like, you know, it's pretty humbling.
Why do you still keep showing up? Is it the same reason, or
it's it's a mixture of that and stay healthy. You know, I'm in my mid 40s right now, so I figure that the more I train, the more I stay with a good path of health. But I love it, honestly. I enjoy the the nature of what we do. There's no egos. There's no, you know, treachery. Nobody's trying to hurt somebody. Everybody's just watching out for each other in a sense, and it's a good camaraderie.
I think that's what I like about jujitsu too, because you can go like 80, 90%, and all you gotta do is tap.
Yeah,
Or, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's over like
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you're doing boxing, you're going 80, 90%.
Yeah.
Someone might
CTE.
get knocked out.
CTE right there.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely true. I think the thing about jujitsu is it's what you make of it. I think. I mean, I ain't the best, but I know that I was better than I was when I first started.
Yes, sir.
I feel that a lot of people, the reason why they might not come to a second class or just want to try to begin with is it's pride and it's the fear of failure. A lot of people want quick solutions and they want results right away. You're not going to get that with jiu-jitsu. You're going to get that when you least expect it. You know, we're all on our own journey per se, but I do feel that a lot of times people want gratification right off the bat, and you're not going to get that. And it comes, and when it does, it's so rewarding, you know, especially when, you know, you're doing things that you didn't do before on the mats, getting out of situations that you were getting caught up left and right, you know.
Have you done? Oh,
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
have you done? You did a couple striking classes, right?
I did a couple like seminars,
Yeah.
stuff like that, where they
Yeah.
do all that. Yeah. No, I mean, if I were have been younger, in my 20s, when you know I'd gotten into jiu-jitsu, I probably would have wanted to do a little MMA at one point just to get it out of my head.
Well,
know?
I asked because, like, you know, from doing both, for me personally, like, I stepped away. All right, I was too scared to do jujitsu as much as striking because jujitsu is like drowning, dude. Like you feel like you're literally drowning. Whereas striking, like you could breathe. So I always respect the jujitsu guys that always show up every day. Like, why did you prefer jujitsu over striking? Because I don't like the feeling of drowning personally.
That cardio is different.
Yeah,
too.
it is.
Like
It
I
is.
was when I was there, I was starting to run, and sometimes people would be like, "Man, you got good cardio. I see you running." Like, dude, it's different
You do that.
cardio.
Right,
It's you know, I don't have someone trying to choke me while I'm running.
Yeah.
Start running with a gi or even, you know, no gi. But yeah, no, I think that the reason why I've chosen to follow up with jiu-jitsu as a martial arts,
Correct.
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, that's kind of a question I've asked myself because honestly,
It's hard, man.
I know in my late 20s I had wanted to get back into martial arts, but I was still undecided. I had wanted to actually get into some Chinese style stuff, like some, you know, shoshu or something like that. But yeah, and here I am, you know, enjoying the journey of jiu-jitsu, and honestly, it's life changing. I can't really describe it other than I urge everybody just to take a class, try at least one class. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But yeah, that one class can change your life. Change mine.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I wish there was at that time there was more classes too. Because sometimes with my son's schedule, if I'm busy Monday, Wednesday, and I never go Friday. That's my fault. I never went Friday. But if I was busy Monday, then maybe I can only go Wednesday. Or sometimes, depending on my son's schedule, if he had a basketball game Monday or this on Wednesday, then I just missed the whole week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I for the most part, I'm committed Monday, Wednesday as much as I can. Fridays, I try to do it, but sometimes, you know, I got to spend time with my wife and go eat somewhere.
Yeah.
I got my chat. These are some good questions. If you guys don't mind me
Yeah,
asking
of course.
This one's fire. What does jiu-jitsu mean to you in one sentence? Just let that simmer, let that digest, process. That's a good question. Shout out to Chat GPT.
What does it mean in one sentence?
Or 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking
The
about
art-
it too.
I'm saying the art of perseverance.
Want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, you gotta just keep persevering and knowing that you're gonna get your ass handed to you sometimes, and you gotta be willing to not let your ego overtake you and take it personal and not feel that everybody hasn't been through that, and you get forged in the fire, basically.
It's definitely humbling too. I mean, you can go into a class and it could be some other guy's first day, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take it easy on this guy. This guy's been wrestling for 3 years."
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Oh, yeah.
you got to be
Oh,
on
yeah.
your toes.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. A lot of people, just because they're a white belt doesn't mean that they never had some kind of wrestling or A1.
Yeah, for real.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I see you sometimes like I know when I first started going there, I used to post a little bit about like being like I know you know some of the people from Nick Diaz Academy, yeah.
Yeah, I know some of those guys. Yeah, I grew up with Rudy Hernandez, the boxing coach.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rudy.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy. Yeah.
You know him too, right? Didn't you go to school with him or something?
Yeah, I went to NDA, I went to Kama in 14, and then I moved back to Stockton.
When you were 14 or 2014?
No, 2014.
Okay.
And then I came back to Stockton and went to NDA for I think a year. Then COVID happened, and then I ended up back at Kama. So I was training under Rudy for a bit. And
Is that when it was right over here on?
yeah, on Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Rudy, he don't play. Rudy's badass, dude. Rudy's badass.
Can I ask what made you choose going back to Kama versus Nick Diaz Academy since you were already there for a whole year?
Yeah, so COVID happened, and then
And I'm sorry, real quickly, were you training jiu-jitsu and boxing over there, or like?
yeah. But mainly boxing. Like my schedule for one, I just couldn't make both. And then that's why I stuck with boxing. And I think when COVID happened, my nephew, I wanted to get him into MMA. And so, my brother and my sister-in-law trains at Kama still currently, so I thought it would be more family-oriented to go back to that. And it was like I wanted to dabble into it, into NDA, but I wouldn't really see Nick or Nate that much. I was like, this kind of sucks. The training was obviously top-notch. No, don't get me wrong. The training was great, but I was like starstruck, and I didn't really get to see the stars. So I was like, all right, I'll just, go back.
It is
to
weird because it makes it seem like sometimes when you watch them on TV, like
Yeah.
Jake Shields or Gilbert, they're just there.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you think they're there 24/7, but in reality, they have their own lives. So
Yeah, and they come, and for that reason too, I'm sure they don't want to just show up every day, so
everybody's bombarding them, fanboying
Yeah.
like me, like the fanboys. But
That's right. That's right. Because when I first came out there, was it your nephew or your cousin? Your nephew?
Kyle, my
Yeah.
nephew. Yeah, he was doing it for a minute. He's kind of coming back now, but with like work, it's hard to. Work permitting, he's able to show up sometimes.
Yeah, I think the last time I seen him was on a dance video. He was pulling out,
I had to pull him into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your nephew too. You got
Yeah.
two of them, I think.
You got two nephews out there.
Yeah. Xavier's definitely got a competition next week, so hopefully that's good on that.
He's competing at
He's got the Charles Gracie.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
It's next week.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Yeah.
Man, I need to go out there.
Pull up. I'll pull up.
Yeah, we got a couple of people from the class. Got Allie. X.
That's the only two I know. Honestly. I think there's one more though. I think there's one.
I
More.
thought Ethan was.
I think because he's still overcoming an injury.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, that's gonna be fun. I was considering that too, but dad things. So I just
Hey, no,
yeah.
Yeah, you got a newborn.
Yeah,
That's
I was like,
understandable.
Dude, I was super down too. I was excited
Yeah.
because it's not like World League where it's like these freaking Brazilians are imported from Brazil, going against X that won his first match. It was like more local with all the different people that you might know.
You know what's cool was that you did a tournament at the Civic, and I don't know what happened to those ones because those were.
Oh,
kinda
that
cool
one was
too.
nice.
Yeah, that one was nice.
Jiu-Jitsu battle, I think.
Yeah, I
think
think it
it's
was
just a
a.
battle.
I think the guy JG whatever he's the one who threw it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, JG Cat. Yeah. That one was nice too.
Yeah, I'm surprised they stopped doing it, or I don't know. Maybe they still do it, but I've not seen any of them around.
They incorporated like 3 or 4 jiu-jitsu matches at the 209 beatdown last night.
I seen one of them.
They're starting to do that. Yeah.
Like the one format kind of thing? Or just have different arts and
Oh
stuff?
well, yeah, they had the jiu-jitsu, and then after the cage fights. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool. A couple of them jiu-jitsu guys were pretty good.
Did you know any of them?
No, I just seen the couple of the academies they came from. Some were local, like BBB, AKA Academy was there. But yeah, no, it was a lot of good up and comers, good roles.
AKA.
Yeah, they because I know obviously AKA is in San Jose, but I think they still got one in Tracy too.
You know what? I remember by the bowling alley,
Yeah.
across the way, right there.
That's
That's where it was at.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I know it was a gym.
Yeah,
but
that AK Tracy. It used to be I want to say it was next door to the Gold's Gym in Tracy. But I used to, when I first started going, matter of fact, the first jiu-jitsu place I started at was in Tracy. And they, I think it was called American Fighter.
Okay.
And they were doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. And I worked in Tracy, so it was pretty convenient for me to go there. And it was the only school at the time I knew that was open on the weekends. And so I couldn't make the weekdays because of my schedule, but I used to go every Saturday and Sunday.
Nice.
And but literally, I think within a month of me being there, they broke off, and the jiu-jitsu place became open mat, and the I can't remember what the Muay Thai people turned into.
Okay.
I think that might have been Gracie Fighter Tracy or something like that, and the other one's which called. So, but yeah, because I know Caesar was there a couple of times, which was kind of cool.
How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long did you start, or when did your martial arts career start, I guess? And was it jiu-jitsu, or did you do like other arts?
No, ironically, it was a Eskrima. On my street, one street over from me, like Kalani lived out there, so his dad was real big into jiu-jitsu. And I don't know if you remember Sergio, he kind of lived right in between us, Sergio Alasso. His family was going to Bahala, they were doing Eskrima over there, so his dad used to take me when I think I was like in 7th grade. That was probably my first time just doing same thing. It was expensive. It was I honestly want to say it was like $15 a month, but yo, that was expensive.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's just but I did that for a while, and I don't know what happened. I think we just both stopped going. But that was it, and I didn't get into jiu-jitsu. I think it's really weird, but it came in different times. I think like around 2009, there was a place on Pacific Avenue. I can't remember what it's called. They ended up closing recently, but they were doing jiu-jitsu over there. Jiu-jitsu and there's like an Israeli style or
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. So they were and this guy Chris Ost, who's a really good point fighter from what I hear, and I know like Tony Dominguez and all them kind of used to train with that guy, but they had a jiu-jitsu program, so I was doing it there, and that was like the only place I knew of at the time. And I was there for a little bit, and I can't remember what happened, and I just stopped going. And it wasn't until that place opened up in Tracy, which would suck though, because when I used to go to that school, I'd have to rush home from Tracy, get there, and I was always like 25 minutes late. And so when I found that place in Tracy, it was kind of perfect. And
Just like that.
yeah, but once they kind of split up, their schedules changed, the prices changed, and they weren't open like just every Saturday and Sunday no more. So I kind of just I just stopped.
That's a long commute. I mean, you're still living in Stockton, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what, 30 minutes minimum?
Yes, I'd have to go to Tracy every day,
That's what I'm
weekends
saying.
and weekdays. But, and even now, I mean, I know they have open mats,
Yeah.
Now, but even then, finding a school on a Saturday or Sunday was kind of tough, I think only some schools even do it now. I know they have open mats, but I think Black Sheep, they have a class on Saturday and Sunday, but there's not that many places that have, like, every single day.
Yeah, that's definitely a rarity.
So where do you see yourself, Mike? I mean, with jiu-jitsu. I mean, you're obviously not going to stop. You're going to keep going.
Yeah, well, shoot, yeah, I'm gonna just keep rolling till I can't roll no more, man. That keeps me sane, so to speak. It's a great form of releasing the day's stress. So But aside from that, it's a beautiful art. So I just want to keep doing it as long as I can. That's why I'm trying to stay healthy as I can. Like I quit drinking alcohol 2 years ago. Yesterday was my 2-year anniversary. So I just feel good.
Congrats, man. That's huge, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is because I cannot stop.
That's a damn good beer too. Right
I was
there.
literally
So,
like about to go grab another one
don't-
real
hey,
quick. Now he
drink-
made me feel
hey,
bad.
Go, no, don't. I always tell
He's
people.
like, once
go
I got
ahead.
rid of all the bad stuff in my life,
I can definitely be around people that drink. I was, I've done security for bars and all that stuff. So yeah, being around alcohol doesn't trigger me. I think.
Man, you know what? I'm actually gonna grab one
Yeah,
more beer.
get
But
one.
can we touch on
Get-
that too?
get
Like
one.
security, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Get one.
I mean, I don't want to take all your guys' time, but can we touch on some of that, like
Yeah,
security and
yeah,
stuff like that?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Oh, what did I want to say too? Oh yeah, if there's any like extra noise or like if one of us is breathing in the mic, just call it out like Joe Rogan does. I wasn't sure if I was breathing in the mic, like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
If you guys hear breathing, just call it out.
So beatboxing's probably mean shit.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But no, I've
That was
never done any of that
hilarious.
stuff. I know. He's like, once I
And you're
quit
like,
all the bad
2 years.
stuff-
And so
I hate people who drink.
He's
I'm
like, well,
yeah.
very judgmental. Nah.
Hey, so let's get into that. Were you already training when you were doing security for bars and stuff like that?
I've done security off and on for over 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, in the community. I've done like fairground events, concerts, bars, nightclubs. Also disc jockey, but then security as well. You go to little bars here and there. They're gonna always need a dual role. Sometimes in the 209 things have always been a little rowdy sometimes in certain spots, but
Now,
get
speaking
to know
of,
the people, get to know the people.
Speaking of disc jockey, where were you a disc jockey at?
I started, matter of fact, the first place I ever DJ'd location-wise was a pool hall Manteca called Bucktooth Billiards. Shout out to OG Big Bruce and old school Mark Nunley. Cool people, man. I did that. I was hooked up with my godbrother. We had a record store. And I just kind of, picked up stuff I liked and tried to do the best I could. Can never really scratch or anything, but I could play music. So
Yes, sir.
was into all that good
You were a
stuff.
DJ. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was also another place though, right? Off of West Lane.
Yeah. I've done, let's see, did a Naturals Bar. When it was a Naturals Bar, I did there for a minute. I did Finnegan's back in the day. I did when it was also Rebels Whiskey House. I did a couple times at Fats Bar and Grill. A couple other locations, but a lot of private events. And I remember we were the first people to hear some of the new underground rap from Black Market Records back in the late 90s. We did their record release parties in SAC. Yeah. Shout out to Chisoni Howard. I remember their rep. She was really nice.
That's what's up.
Man of hidden talents. I never knew you. So sorry, is this jockey like a DJ? Yeah. Damn, I know you're a DJ. First time I heard that.
And then also a lot of people might know me DJing at Deja Vu.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was waiting for.
Did there for quite some time. And yeah.
That's not a bad gig, man.
That's
not a bad gig.
Yeah.
Damn.
Matter of fact, I believe I ran into you over there a couple of times
Yeah.
to hear his music.
Yeah,
Exactly,
obviously.
yeah.
Obviously. You got to show support to the friends, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. He went in for Pacifica.
But as a security, if you're comfortable saying, did you ever have to apply any like physical, like restraints to people?
Well, you're technically not supposed to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've had to defend myself.
There you go. Okay.
I've had to just neutralize situations. I'm not like the strongest or biggest guy, but you know.
Nah, dude, you're pretty
I
strong.
just think that talking to people, trying to reason with them is obviously the best method, just because you don't want things to spiral, because all it takes is one person to do something wrong, and then it just becomes chaos, especially in a bar, nightclub setting, you know, especially in this town, you know.
Were you already training?
I basically started training jiu-jitsu in my mid-30s, basically, and I was ready still, you know, in the nightclub scene around that time. Yeah, I was in the more management scene during that time.
So, you know, going back to that meditation thing you do, because I've seen you do it. I mean, what is your mindset? What are you doing when you're out there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you thinking about your next roll? Are you thinking about what happened at the last roll?
It's
gasping for air.
It's that for sure.
Yeah.
But it's thinking of where did I fail prior? What can I do for this next motion? But that part is probably one of the more freer parts of jiu-jitsu. It's kind of like the recuperation. You're recuperating to go another round. And that's fun. But I just think what I'm doing is what most people are doing. They're just contemplating the next round, trying to get that air in their lungs, like you said, you know, and keep going.
Are you trying to incorporate every time, like, you roll today's class? Do you guys do that?
So like I'll have like something in mind, and then sometimes I'll think of a move like I'm trying to work on, and then depending on the move of the day, it's kind of hard to hit when you know like that person's expecting it. So I just kind of roll to survive sometimes, but I'll think of like a technique beforehand, like before class, like what do I want to work on that I like. So it's a little bit of a mix. Like if there's a situation that like jiu-jitsu is very situational, right? So if the move of the day is there for you in the role, then I'll try it. But a lot of times it's not there. I'm like, dang it, I wasn't able to do it.
Yeah. I try to incorporate the move of the day, but I tend to find myself just kind of a person of habitual nature where I do certain things which are kind of predictable, I understand, but I guess sometimes I'll even forget the move of the day.
Yeah. Honestly,
there's honestly something about that.
Yeah.
Just forget.
It's MIB shit, man. For us, forget.
That is crazy, because I swear every time I'm in class, you hear that clap, I'm just like, what do we do again?
Yeah, no, it's definitely I gotta get my ADD pills.
No, Mike said something earlier. Everybody, he's being too modest. He said that he's not that strong. When we roll, it's like I'm like a little kid, right? Like messing with his dad, right? I'm like trying to poke at him. Grab my wrist, Mike. Grab my wrist. He does that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm like So he's being too modest, man. This dude's
he
crazy.
does do that. He'll sit there and he'll just
he'll grab you.
He'll just
like,
oh. It's almost like Mr. Miyagi with the chopsticks. He's just like ready to grab you.
Nah, dude, you got crazy strength, bro. And you should play. It's good to play to your strengths. You know, I try to be on the technical side, speed side, because I don't have my strength, right? So at least compared to you. So I think it's cool that jiu-jitsu is very like expressive, right? Everybody has their own little styles, which I think is really cool. But no, dude, you're strong as hell.
I think the first time I ever rolled with Winston, he just got me to wrist lock hella fast.
No, I didn't. I was going to talk about that too when we roll. Dude,
I seriously
I've never done a wrist lock, ever.
I don't know. I kind of remember my wrist being in pain for a few days after the first time we rolled.
Nah. When I roll with you, dude, it's like, you're like this like very agile rock. Like, because I remember when I first rolled this guy, like, oh, this guy is kind of cool. He seems like very friendly. But then you think he got like side control on me. I'm like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. I hated it, dude, when I rolled with you. But then we became kind of cool after. I was like, okay, this guy's actually pretty nice. At first, I hated rolling with you.
That's how I feel with Mike.
Oh, I always hate that one. I always look the other way.
For real. Yeah, seriously, that's what ideal look.
You look right, you're like, oh, oh yeah.
That's happened a few times. Man, so is Kyle coming back? He's back. What for? Kickboxing?
He's doing like EMT stuff. So he's trying to be like a EMT slash firefighter. So when work permits, he's able to show up. But he'll do like Muay Thai. I think he did jiu-jitsu one time, a few times. But it's hard to get people to come back with something that you like so much. Like that's how I'm jealous. Like X is into it, and like I know your other nephew, like Nick's into it.
So you have another nephew there now.
Yeah, there's another one. I think, right? Or
Yeah, that's my nephew's cousin.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He's family. It's all right. Yeah, but yeah, no. Honestly, it's a great thing when people that are younger, I guess, embrace martial arts and can incorporate that in their lives, and it's more longevity. You know what I'm saying? More years that you got to work on stuff and better yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta look at it like, damn, if I started when I was X's age, shit, I'd be fucking a Gracie by now.
Yeah.
Nah, but for real, yeah, it's imperative to have some years.
Yeah, that's like I always think, man, if I was in high school, back in high school, I wish I did wrestling. That's like the foundation of like MMA. So I definitely get what you're saying with that.
Yeah, that does suck because I think for me, like until I saw UFC, one, I didn't think nothing about like grappling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
I honestly was like part of that generation of we wanted to see people swinging and kicking and fighting that way. I mean, honestly, straight up, first time I saw Royce Gracie and he was winning, I was getting irritated. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was because I didn't understand jiu-jitsu. I didn't know. I just was like, what the hell is this guy doing? Mounting these big, strong motherfuckers, and what is he doing to keep them there? And it doesn't look appealing to a young kid who wants to see some guys knocking each other the fuck out, But it is. It's effective. It's the greatest thing that can be done when you're on the ground. People always, ask me whether I consider, what martial arts to be better than other. I don't really think that way. I think everything serves its purpose. Mm-hmm. I think, if you're a good boxer or a good, kickboxer or something, you're going to obviously have your hands and feet to do a lot of that work. But when you get to that ground, you're going to have something that serves the ground,
It's crazy because I do know what you're talking about. When you're young, everyone always, they want to see that stand-up fight, even, in elementary school. But the funny thing is, it ends up on the ground. You see ground and pound anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's normally the person who wins is the person on top hitting the other person before it gets stopped.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely true. I mean, just to see even the whole evolution of martial arts dojos and academies since the UFC's inception in America, and just how it is now, it's like, wow. I mean, before it was a bunch of karate and taekwondo schools. You had some Aikido schools.
There used to be a lot of Aikido, especially when Steven Seagal came out.
Yeah,
Aikido popped up everywhere.
Yeah, and then it's always like some American taekwondo, American karate, stuff like that, commercialized stuff. But
what's crazy because now there's American Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Is there that much of a difference though? Yeah, I don't personally don't.
Well, I think just because from what I've seen on maybe some documentaries, I think they're just calling that because now they incorporate so much wrestling.
Oh, I see.
But I mean, it's still Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
But then again, that was also came from Japanese.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that whole story is quite interesting, huh? Straight up taught them and all that.
So, you were talking about how you see in Royce Gracie, you didn't really understand. So when Thomas asked you to come out to that class, were you already this is not really something I'm into?
I was wanting to go check it out. I was willing. I was willing to just check it out, see what it was. It was something new to me. I always knew that jiu-jitsu in a sense was locks. You know, I guess I viewed it from another perspective of traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu, like small circle Wally J jiu-jitsu, where he's, you know, locking your fingers and snap the wrist locks and shit like that, you know. But yeah, so that was jiu-jitsu to me, you know, as far as I had known it to be. But getting there and then, you know, seeing that it incorporates a lot of groundwork and being on your side, on your back, utilizing your body. Definitely just, you know, it's a competition amongst your own self. I want to be better than I was the last class. And if I can at least do one thing a little bit better, that's worth it. And I just got to keep stacking on that. 12 years, I'm still stacking.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
tough.
I'm not
I like
gonna lie to you. I think that's a good way to end this podcast.
That's pretty badass.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, really just stacking it. Dude, Mike, thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your story.
Hey, got to be on here. Thank you guys for having me, and hopefully my part 2 will be better.
Shout out for being the pilot, man. We'll
Right.
see how it turns out.
Thank you. Thanks.
Right on.
Yeah.